This is future me editing from the exact same spot, but with my iPad and different clothes. My posture sucks. I'm disgustingly fat. The lighting is really good, so you can clearly see my double chin. The angle is really low. I look disgusting. Get over it. Maybe. Sorry about it, but first of all, I don't know if the framing is alright, but I don't care because I'm shooting this on my phone. It's difficult. Like, my stand, I'll show you, is like a writing from the Quran because my parents are religious, I guess. And like this, I don't know what this is called. I'll just show you. This is literally it, okay? Don't come at me. We're Turkish. I can't see the screen. I'm only seeing the back of my phone. I have a pretty cute case. So yeah. Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes. Today I'd like to talk to you about some of the media I have consumed during quarantine. I'm not a very motivated person in general, and if I have nothing to do, I won't do anything. And I mean, it's even like a blessing that I've consumed all this media because I don't really do that. But I've been so bored that I started like watching or reading or watching movies, reading books, and playing video games that I wanted to play for a long time. I usually go on YouTube and consume everything I can, which is not productive at all, but I have all this spare knowledge that won't come in handy anywhere anyways, which is really weird if you ask me. By the way, if I'm looking down, I have my my iPad here because I wrote down everything I watched and played and read. Because, I mean, duh, how am I supposed to remember all that shit? The movies I got from my Letterboxd, because I use that shit and I love it. Yeah, okay, whatever. Let's just jump into it. What the fuck am I doing? We start off with All the Bright Places, the movie adaptation of All the Bright Places. It was alright. it was, you know, it was a YA movie from a YA novel. I mean, moving on, we have Superman Red Son. Oh my god, I loved this. I loved it so much because it's Superman if he was a communist. What? This was amazing. The fact that Wonder Woman just says, yeah, I'm gay. Next up is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I loved it. I absolutely loved this movie. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And I had a headache the entire morning, but as I was watching it, I totally forgot about it because I was so into it. And like, I really like the Batman franchise in general. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm obsessed with the Joker for some reason. I read a lot of comics and played the games. I will touch on that. It's a great movie overall. I mean, of course it could be improved, but I mean, it's a popcorn movie. What do you want, you know? Just sit down with your popcorn or whatever kind of snack you prefer and just eat away and watch this movie. That's it. It's pure entertainment and it's really good. Next up, we have Miracle in Cell Number 7, the Turkish interpretation of the movie. I haven't watched the original, but this one, it was a like, yeah, let's just cry kind of movie. I have to say it is a really good look back on the 80s, especially the 70s, 80s. Bad times. My parents talk about it all the time. Yeah, I really liked like kind of those droplets of the 80s and the coup and shit. I enjoyed that. Whatever, let's just move on. I rewatched Knives Out with my dad. Amazing movie. I fucking love, love, love Knives Out. I have to say this. I fucking love it so much because the script is immaculate. I love that movie so much. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's a fan of like crime mystery type of anything at all, like movies, books. I love Knives Out. Okay, next up, we have a piece of trash movie called The Platform. I hated The Platform so much because it was like, I don't like the types of movies where you see something and it is so obvious that it is trying to criticize something or touch on an issue. The entire movie was about how cruel people are and how socialism works and shit like that. It was really annoying, and I don't know, it felt more like I mean, how do I even explain this? I'm blanking right now. Nice. It felt more like a criticism of everything than a movie. And what I mean by that is like a movie would entertain me or make me think about something, or, you know, cogs start running, blah, blah, blah. But this movie, it's just like you're watching it straight up and you don't have to think about it. It's clear what it's criticizing and it's giving you all the things. And like the ending, oh my god, I fucking hate that movie so much. Moving on. Next up is Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Portrait of a Lady on Fire made me cry. I'm not joking. I watched it 2 days ago. Why did I wait so long to watch it? It was, oh my god. I think it's legitimately one of my favorite movies ever. Oh god. Oh god. The scene with the portrait and oh! I really liked the final scene because I'm usually someone who gets bored a lot. Like, if I'm watching the same thing for more than a minute, I kind of lose interest in the scene, but it was so captivating. Adele's, oh god, her performance, Jesus, it was so good. I was just like, oh god, it was so good. Whatever, can we please move on? Next up is a rewatch of the John Wick series, but I didn't watch the last one because I didn't wanna, I don't know. I mean, I didn't feel like doing anything anyways. John Wick's 1 and 2, amazing movies. I loved them for the first time around, and the second time around they were really interesting. I mean, they were the first time around, they are the second time around. I love the John Wicks. That's all I'm gonna say. They're amazing action movies. Okay, moving on. Next up is Pain and Glory. I loved this movie. You know, it was a bit on the artsy side, I would say, but it still had a pretty solid storyline, and I really enjoyed the back and forth to the childhood. It was really good. It handled a lot of issues in the movie industry, I guess, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it 100%. And oh my god, Antonio Banderas is the hottest person to ever exist. That's all I'm gonna say. Next up is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This was a rewatch and I enjoyed it the second, no, I think it was the fourth time that I watched this movie. It is, I think, my favorite Spider-Man movie ever. The animation is so unique and it's so amazing. Oh god, I really love that movie so much. If you have not watched it, shame on you. Go and watch it like right now. I love the art style. It's so good. It's comic book like, but the glitches and oh god, I love it so much. Just watch it. Next up, I watched this movie 3 days ago. It's a Turkish movie called Butterflies. The original name is Kelebekler. It was really good. I had not watched Tolga Karaçelik's movies before, and I watched Kelebekler because I recently had heard of it. I was really interested in watching it, so I did. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. especially the ending where the director is taking a piss on everyone. I love that. It was an amazing movie overall. I love seeing families interact with each other, like the relationships they have. When I first started the movie, I didn't think it was gonna be a great movie, but like the more I watched it, the more I fell in love with it. It's just so good. Okay, let's move on. I rewatched You Were Never Really Here. This is my favorite movie, period. I love You Were Never Really Here. Lynn Ramsey is a genius. Her movies are so poetic and oh god, it's so nice. It's more like visual art. It's not typically dialogue based. Ugh, I love that. There's so little dialogue and so much going on visually that you get a feeling more than you understand something like verbally. You see something visual and it makes you feel something, and I love that kind of cinema. And it was just so good. I love it. The first time I watched it, I was so obsessed. I bought the book. You Were Never Really Here is originally a book. I really enjoyed the book, but the movie made me feel things. It's just so good. I love You Were Never Really Here. It's my favorite movie, period. That's all I'm gonna say. Next up, I watched The Killing of a Sacred Deer by Yorgos Lanthimos, I think. I'm not sure. Colin Farrell. Oh, God. It wasn't witty, which I really enjoyed. It was kind of dead. Yes, that's the word. It was really deadpan. I really liked it. I loved seeing a movie where the characters are not really over the top. I loved that. It was just amazing. And it was phenomenal acting because it's not over the top. It's kind of hard to see, you know. Oh my god, they have so much emotion, the emotional range, but it had an emotional range. It was just deadpan. I really enjoyed it. Whatever, just let's move on. Next up, we have Gifted with Chris Evans. I watched this with my dad. I watched a lot of these movies with my dad. Not a lot, but some. And Gifted was an amazing movie. I mean, it's a movie that you watch to relax, maybe eat some snacks too. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was just a standard movie. Sorry, but I enjoyed it. Next up, I rewatched. Okay, someone replied to me on YouTube, sorry. I rewatched Baby Driver. I love that movie. The opening sequence. What the fuck? I love Edgar Wright anyways. Jesus, I love this movie so much. Like, the best car chase ever filmed, ever. Love it. And the songs, immaculate. I love that movie. That's all I'm gonna say. Just watch it. Next up, I rewatched Lego Batman movie. My father wanted to watch something fun, and I recommended the Lego Batman movie. Just watch it. It's it's the best Batman movie out there. I said what I said, okay? Fuck off. Okay, next up, I think I rewatched, I'm not sure. I watched Star Trek Beyond. I think I watched it before, but I don't remember any of it because it's just a standard movie. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I did the first and second one. It was a movie. It was okay. Whatever. Let's just move on. We're nearing the end of our list here. I have 2 more movies I watched for the first time and 3 franchises that I rewatched with my dad, of course. The first movie that I watched for the first time was Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal is amazing in this movie. I love this movie so much. Oh god, it's so good. I love it. Whatever. Wait, I need to check if it's recording. Oh, thank god! Turns out I'm recording. I was really scared for like a second there. Nightcrawler is an amazing movie. I love it so much. I would definitely recommend it. Jake Gyllenhaal, oh my god. He's so good. He's so good. He's good. He's amazing. Whatever, just watch it. It's amazing. And the last movie I watched for the first time ever is a movie called Tamammiz from Çağınırmak, a Turkish director. It was, I mean, listen, I bought a book by a Turkish author called Kinyas ve Kayra, which is two names. It means Kinyas and Kayra because two boys. I had to stop reading it on the 50th page because I'm really sorry, but it just was, and I hated it so much. It was just awful. And this movie was, it references that book and says, thank you to this author for inspiring us to make this movie. I mean, it was an interesting concept, but it was just... ugh, God. The dialogues are really weird. The monologues are even weirder. It's just overall weird, and it doesn't sit right with me. I don't know why. One plus side to this, though, the main character is gay, and I love that, and he breaks up with his boyfriend in the beginning, and we don't really see it. We only see him marching for the pride walks, and that's about it that we get from this movie, which is really annoying. But whatever. I just didn't like this movie. I don't know. Çağınırmak is a really iconic Turkish director. He's really famous and he's really good at what he does. This movie I just didn't like it. I'm sorry. Whatever. I think this is the only movie that I genuinely did not like. I'm sorry. Whatever. Let's just move on. We have 3 more. That's it. Which one should I mention first? The first one I'm gonna mention. I rewatched Die Hard with my dad. So iconic. So iconic. I can't even explain. But the thing is, first one, love it. Second one, meh. Third one, love it. Fourth one, meh. You know? I mean, the second one is definitely better than the fourth one, and the last one with in Russia, I just did not want to watch it. Just dead ass don't want to watch it. So we didn't. The first and third are directed by the same director. I don't remember who it is, but one is just iconic. It's the best Christmas movie ever. And the third one is also really good. Like the script, I really enjoyed that movie. The second one is alright, as I said, but the fourth one is just so dumb. Oh god. This is so dumb. Whatever. Another thing I rewatched with my dad was all 8 movies of Harry Potter. We were watching like 2 movies a day because we had nothing to do during quarantine. Absolutely nothing to do. Harry Potter is an iconic movie series. What else is there to say, you know? It's just so good. I love it, but the thing is, I have to tell this, I fucking hate J.K. Rowling. I'm really sorry. She should not have given Snape the redemption arc. It should have been Malfoy because he showed signs of being good. Snape doesn't. He's just abusive and dumb and toxic, and I fucking hate Snape, so whatever. The last movie, oh my god, thank you. It's Sherlock Holmes, of course it is. I rewatched the first one. I didn't have time for the second one because we were gonna watch it with my dad. The first one, he just fell asleep and went to bed. So I watched it, and then the second movie, he wasn't really up for it, so we didn't watch it. But I'm not joking when I say I was obsessed with the Sherlock Holmes franchise as a teen. I'm not joking. I wish I was. BBC Sherlock is obviously iconic, but personally, I loved the Sherlock Holmes movie series with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law because they were like on that time period in 1890s, I believe. It's just great. I love it. And like movie Moriarty is scarier than BBC Sherlock Moriarty in my opinion. So yeah, I really love this movie. If you haven't watched it, and if you're a teen, I'm sure you'll be obsessed with it. Give it a go. Okay, oh my god, we're done with the movies! Let's move on to games. I have not played many. There are only 4, but I can talk about them for a long time. The one I'm most passionate about, I will save for last. I already gave spoilers, but that was the first game that I'm gonna mention later. The second game is the Stanley Parable. I'm dumb and I have not played Stanley Parable in, I don't know, how many years has it been since it came out? I never played it because I didn't want to pay money for it for some reason. I don't know. And my friend texted me saying, hey, Stanley Parable is for free on Epic Games right now. You can download it. And I did that. I downloaded the Epic Games desktop app thing, the platform, downloaded it, finished all the endings. I love the Stanley Parable. I mean, it's so witty. You know, it was really a door to... it's a door to a whole new genre. I think it all started with the Stanley Parable. It's iconic. What else can I say? Just play it, I guess. Next up is Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. It's a pretty standard detective game. It's it's completely dialogue based. If you like games like that, if you like solving crimes and stuff like that, it's a decent game. I downloaded it for free on Epic Games as well. It was fine. It was a good game. What else can I say? I have to say this first. The fact that you can deduce a couple of things and there's only one right deduction and they won't tell you unless you want them to tell you, I think is amazing. I love that because there is not one concrete solution. Love that. Great. I wish more games did that, but whatever. I mean, they do, but... The game I forgot about and was in love with was LA Noire. I personally really enjoy crime-solving games. LA Noire is dialogue-based, but there is a lot of action in it as well. It's not as dialogue-based as Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. It's an amazing game. I really enjoy it. And like, some people, this was the first time where Rockstar Games tried out like face tracking technology, and they wanted to make a dialogue-based game where you can read, like they used real actors, and they wanted to make a game where you could interrogate people and you could tell that they were lying based on their facial expressions and their mimics. And some people complained that you can't because the technology just sucked at that point and it was awful graphics and stuff like that. But the thing is, there are a couple of cues that tell you that they're lying, and I really, really, really enjoyed this game. It was just amazing. But you know, the fact that I mean, I personally enjoyed like that you work in 4 different departments in the LA police. I really enjoyed the second one where you got to solve murders. I did not really enjoy the vice and the arsony departments, but arsony you were not meant to enjoy. But I didn't really like vice. Yeah, the vice desk, I didn't like it, but it was an amazing game anyways. I absolutely loved LA Noire. I loved like the soundtrack. I loved the music. I loved the cars. I loved the concept. Late 1940s LA. It was just great. I loved the game. I would definitely recommend it. Next up, I actually finished yesterday, is Hotline Miami. It's not a really graphics-based game. It does not really have a solid storyline, but if you like 2D clicker games where you kill people and shit, it's really good. It's really artistic. The music is great. The graphics are amazing. I think it takes place, I don't really remember. I think it's either the 70s or 80s. I didn't really pay attention to the years. But I just loved it. You're in, Miami killing people wearing a mask, and the police are after you and you have enemies. It was just great. I just didn't like the final boss with the main character. It was a really amazing, I really enjoyed it. It was a good game. The last game I was really passionate about, I guess, is Batman Arkham Origins. I told you I'm obsessed with the Joker, and as soon as I heard that the Joker was a part of the Batman Arkham series, like as games, I bought the games. I never buy like expensive games. Best 50 euros I ever spent was on Batman Telltale series. There is no Joker in that one, but Batman, The Enemy Within is an exceptional. It was so good. It's an exceptional game because you can either turn Joker into a vigilante or a full-on villain, but he turns into a villain anyways and you end up friends. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, God. The Enemy Within is, I think, the best Telltale games ever because the choices you make actually matter in the final chapter. Jesus, it's so good. It's so good. Of course, I turned Joker into a vigilante. I would never treat him bad because I fucking love my boy. Whatever. But I have to try out the other ending as well. Whatever. Back to the game I played, which was Batman Arkham Origins. Now, this game, the Batman Arkham series, are officially 3 games that are made by the same studio. Arkham Origins was made by another studio, which was independent from the 3 games, but it serves as the backstory of the Arkham trilogy, if you know what I mean. It's like Batman is starting out, I guess. I mean, I would say that, but the ending of Arkham Origins kicks off the trilogy. I think this was intentional because I think most of the designers and makers of the game were the same people. I think this was intentional, but there is a but coming. I loved Arkham Asylum. I loved the storyline. It was really good. You were just stuck in Arkham Asylum trying to solve this game Joker is playing. It's essentially a game, and everyone is trying to bring you down, take you down. You're stuck there as Batman. You're bringing the Joker into Arkham Asylum, but he already has a game plan. Yeah, he already has a plan to cause a riot and stuff like that. And Arkham Asylum, great game. Arkham City is, I think, one of the best games I ever played, period. It's good. It's really, really good. I really enjoyed Arkham City. I think, it's just, you can't beat that, Although the storyline was not as prominent as it was in Arkham Asylum, it's still a really good action-based game. And I think, I finished that game in 13 hours. Unfortunately, I'm that kind of person. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was just an immaculate. I love Arkham City. Back to Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins is kind of exactly the same as Arkham City, but it's the prequel. Listen, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. It was amazing. I was really sad on my birthday because I was quarantining and I didn't have any friends with me, and I planned to celebrate my birthday with all my friends, and we were stuck at home, and then there were no cafes open, and I was at home all alone, sad, and playing this game. I obviously enjoyed it, but it was just it was great. Yeah, whatever. I really enjoyed it. It was a good game. GG. Okay, that concludes the games. Although that did not end on a positive note, I really enjoy the Arkham series. Arkham Origins just happened to be an alright game. The last category, and there is only one thing in this category, are the books I finished. I say finished because I don't want to include the books I started. I started like 6 books, only finished one because this one is 151 pages long. I suck. The book I finished is The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea by Yukio Mishima. I loved the book, period. Okay, I'm gonna cut this before I mention this book. I'm really sorry, spoiler alert, I guess. I'm not gonna tell you about the very last part of the book, but it kind of includes the storyline, so beware. If you want to read the book, please don't watch this and skip to a time stamp I will include in the description or somewhere on the screen. I don't know, I'm sorry. Back to the book. I'm really sorry. Because it's not as how do I say this? It's not as no, I don't want to say elitist. What is the word for it? Wait, let me see. I can say that. It was not as pompous as, for example, Dostoevsky, where he is just explaining concepts. Like, he just stops the storyline right there and just goes into his character's head and explains a concept. For example, with Crime and Punishment. With Mishima, he does a very similar thing. He just explains one thought process and one idea. I mean, there were a couple, but the way he explains that idea is he first of all shows us, like, for example, the title, The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea, is kind of a spoiler for the book because it's exactly what the book is about. The boy, I think Noboru was his name, he sees the sailor. He stops going out to the sea to marry Noboru's mom, and he just sees him as a hero because he's a sailor and like he knows what he's doing. He doesn't want to be here. He has his own ideology and he really sees him as a hero. But at the end, he decides to marry Noboru's mother. I had to disclose really quick that I was going to give spoilers of the storyline. I'm really sorry. Now I'm back. The thing is, the sailor Ryuji decides to marry Noboru's mother. I think that's what the main character is. I'm sorry if I forgot the name and I'm remembering it wrong, but if I am, yeah, sorry. If I am, I'm really sorry, but if not, I rock. Whatever. I think I need to sneeze. They make the decision to marry, and Noboru spies on Ryuji and his mom, Noboru's mom, through a hole that was left from the war, I think, if I'm not remembering incorrectly. Wait, if I'm remembering incorrectly, I'm sorry. He's really mad about something. I think it's because Ryuji decided to marry Noboru's mom. He says, yeah, I'm gonna be discovered, whatever, I'll just, be really mischievous and bad. And Noboru is kind of bad in his core. I don't want to give spoilers about what he does, but it was pretty disgusting, to be honest. Like, with his gang. It was really bad. He goes into his corner and is like doing homework, and there's a hole on the wall and he can spy on them. He spies on them having sex, like, the first couple of pages. And his mom I think she kind of knows. He goes in the hole doing his homework, but he falls asleep there, and Ryuji sees the hole in the wall, and they go in. Noboru's mom starts beating Noboru, because he's spying on them, and he's saying, yeah, how vile are you, you're disgusting, I would never want to have you as a son, whatever. And then she calls Ryuji and says, what are you gonna do to punish him, whatever. And Ryuji decides to not beat him and be a good father, which destroys Noboru's opinion of him because he thought of him as a hero and he assumes that he would beat the shit out of him, which he doesn't, and he automatically says, yeah, you're no longer a hero, you're just a man and you're as bad as all the other dads, which is a theme in the book as well. And they decide to do something, whatever. I'll not say that part, but yeah, the book is like more like a discovery of an idea or an explanation or whatever. I really like it in the title. He falls from grace with the sea. So I really enjoyed the book. Yeah, whatever, this video, I just saw this, like, I looked at the screen and it's like an hour long probably already. I'll just wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I guess I just talked about shit that I probably should not have talked about, but whatever. Thanks for watching. If you want shit like this, let me know, because only my friends watch my YouTube channel. If you're someone new, hi. If you're my friends, please send recommendations. Yeah, whatever. Thanks for watching. Toodaloo. Why did I say toodaloo? Bye.